welcome back to Consider This. I'm Melisa, Idris with me, Sharaad, Kuttan. Now, here's what we want you to consider tonight. Since his resignation yesterday, a petition seeking Dr. Maszlee Malik's return as Minister of Education has gained some 360,000 signatories since it was launched at change.org yesterday evening. So the question is, should we be listening to these 360,000 signatories?
The signatories, the truth of the matter is, Melissa, is that, Maszlee was probably the first target of this petition, this new petition culture. I think there was a petition in the late 2018, just a couple of months into his position, calling for him to be removed. So at that point, should the government have listened to whoever's out there? Or now should they listen to them? I think you can't run the country on the basis of a kind of eternal plebiscite. What is important, I think, in this day and age is that the government explain why it's done what it's done, right? And I think that is something that we're not really developing as a culture. So the choices of who becomes the next minister will probably be shrouded in mystery.
Sure.
And if they are removed, that too will be shrouded in reasonable mystery, I think.
I have to say, so we have no say in who gets chosen as ministers, but what I think this petition represents or reflects is, participatory democracy.
Yeah.
One of the ways I think it just reflects the fact that people want to have a say. Education is too big not to be consultative, right? So the idea is perhaps the government should be listening, and this is a way for people to feel like they can participate and be heard.
Okay, so I get, everybody feels they want to participate, and I think feeling is driving and sentiment is driving a lot of these kind of online campaigns. There's a call that's already received, I don't know, over 150,000 signatures calling for the dismantling of the Chinese school system, which is an extraordinary call, considering how successful the Chinese school system is. Not only is it more diverse than the national school system, and in producing quality education. So should those 200,000 people be, and their desires be what drives the government's agenda? I don't think so.
Not drive the agenda. I disagree with you then, but I still think that governments should listen. I mean, that's a lot of people, even though it may not be in line with, with the rest of the country, but it's a significant portion, enough to just, I think, pay attention. And I like the American system. I mean, the White House under the Obama administration had this rule. It's called We the People, and it's the petitioning system, where a petition, if it reaches 150 signatories within 30 days, it has to be able to be searchable on the White House website. If it hits 100,000 signatures within 30 days, it then has to receive an official response from the White House, which I think is important. 100,000, clearly that's not that much, right?
I mean, I think there's other real issues in this country when it comes to education. I mean, have we looked at the policy devolution? We have already some forms of autonomy with the different school systems. So the Chinese school system have a reasonable amount of autonomy, the Tamil school systems, and then, of course, we have the madrasas and all that. So, and is that a good thing? Should we, in fact, look at increasing devolution, giving more choice to the public in terms of schools, and government stepping back rather than force-fitting, this kind of cookie-cutter approach to education policy, making it, enforcing, say, English, where, say, Sarawak wants to bring back English, Johor, at least the monarch there wants to see English given a boost there. I mean, would that work within the Federation? In fact, more devolution rather than a kind of national strategy that force-fits everybody into their own mold?
Well, I really think my takeaway has been tonight, in considering all the conversations around the resignation of Maszlee Malik, has really been this ministry is just too big to fail. It's one of the things that we really have to look at really closely, and we all have a stake in this. We all have a vested interest in this. Thinking about a more consultative approach, thinking about perhaps the splitting of these two ministries. I'm not one for increasing bureaucracy in any shape or form, but I think that you have to when it's necessary. So perhaps all these things we can consider tonight, right? Okay, that's all the time we have on the show for this episode of Consider This. I'm Melisa Idris. With me, Sharaad, Kuttan, signing off for tonight. We'll be back on Monday with you, 10 p.m. We'll catch you then. Thank you for watching and good night.